Welcome back. The Finder says SHS postings out tomorrow. GAS were told will hold a press conference this morning or today. Sure to talk about it. The BNFT has Tekpe soaks in Moody's optimistic rating. The story is captured on page 3. We'll take a deeper look at that story. The Daily Graphic talks about yesterday's incident at the KMA, the Kumasi Assembly, and says KMA fights over PM again. Also captured, Bedu Ansah dethroned Joe Mensah, NPP candidate for Kwesi Mintim, and quality of education declining but access improving. The Ghanaian Times, printers cut prices of textbooks. The story is captured on page 4. The Times again carries the KMA story with a photograph of the acting chief executive. Now, 3 towns outlaw politicians, outlaw in quote, until community roads are fixed. That's on the Ghanaian Times. The Daily Statesman says voter chips up against anger against NDC. Give government 2-week ultimatum to fix poor roads. That's the same story captured by the Ghanaian Times. The Daily Guide says Mahama is a bad driver, Baumia lashes, and the Joe Bedouansa story and the KMA story also captured here. The General Telegraph talks about the Abacha gift and says investigate allegation of Abacha $5 million gift to Rawlings. That's the GCPP talking. And it has a story of the Moody's rating and says Moody's Ghana rating exposes Baobia. We'll take a look at that story. And today newspaper says KMA fails to elect PM after Kessie steps down. And Elmina goes gay as fearsome sharks qualify for the Ghana Premier League. My guest this morning to my right is a member of parliament for the North Danyi constituency of the Volta region, Honorable Low. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing great.
Yeah.
I'm sure the campaign is taking a toll on you guys. You're managing?
We are managing.
Okay. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
To my left is a Deputy Communications Director of the NPP, Michael K. Jr. Good morning, too.
Good morning, right?
Hope you're doing good.
Oh, yes, by the grace of God, we're doing very well.
The campaign is doing well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, let's start with a story about the Moody's rating. The BNFT carries a story and says that Tekpe soaks in Moody's optimistic rating. The story is captured on page 3. It says that Mr. Tekpe is upbeat. Other rating agencies like Fitch and Standard & Poor's will follow suit and give Ghana positive grades after Moody's last Friday upgraded the country's sovereign rating to a B3 with stable outlook. Now, he says we can enter 2017 on a more hopeful note, unlike previous year's election errors. The turnaround story is not going to be all about austerity. Hopefully, the ratings will be telling a better story of government performance. The finance minister told the press conference yesterday. The rating agencies are following the consolidation and the turnaround story of the economy. So the ratings are based on the fact that there's a significant reduction in the country's deficit from above 10% in 2012 to 6.3% in 2015. And other reasons have been announced as why the ratings were upgraded to B3 with a stable outlook. That's the story on the BNFT. George, let me start with you. For the finance minister and for the critics of your party, the Moody's ratings will come in to say that perhaps we should be looking at exactly how this economy is faring, and it suggests therefore that perhaps we're not looking at the same thing in describing the state of the Ghanaian economy. While some critics have said that the economy is in bad shape, others think it is in good shape. Yesterday, ISE, the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, is suggesting that if we're not careful, we don't change the productive sectors of the economy, we might run into a recession. And yet this is a rating that suggests that perhaps there is hope after all.
Well, thank you, Bright, and let me say good morning to our cherished viewers. Right, clearly, I mean, I want to start with the ISE one. First and foremost, that is a research that has been conducted.
Right.
And let me say that ISE is, I mean, a fairly credible institution. But we may be interested in finding out which periods were they talking about. Right. And at those times, what really were the indices. I mean, we have said over time that, and I think that Seth Tekpe and our president have all said that at certain points, yes, we had a deficit, we had all sort of challenges, and that they were working on all these challenges for an improved economy. So, like I said, I would want to take a closer look at the ISE and find out which months they were talking about, or which period. I mean, if it were around a period where we still had the energy crisis and other things, you obviously would see that those would have possibly factored into the results that will come out. But having said that, coming to the Moody's vis-a-vis what others are saying, clearly we've always had two sides of a coin. What the Moody's research comes to do, or the Moody's grading comes to do, is to come and confirm one side. Consistently, our opponents have said, look, we are driving this country into the ditch. And that it looks, the situation is so hopeless, I mean, that Ghanaians should be possibly preparing for days when they will even weep. And that this country has no hope in terms of the economics side of it. But clearly, Seth Tekpe has consistently been saying that the outlook is great and that everything points to a better future, a greater future, because we've worked at the challenges. And clearly, moving from B- to a stable B is an affirmation of the fact that all the policies that have been put in place are beginning to pay off. And therefore, the outlook moving forward is great. I remember that the president has always said, whilst he went round, that from 2017 onwards, we can only look to a better future. And for me, I am excited that the Moody's rating is coming out at this time to confirm and affirm what our handlers of the economy have been talking about all this time. Just oppose that with what Dr. Baumia said at his recent presentation on the economy and all. It clearly shows that people are not telling us the truth. People are, like we said, are political. I mean, they are doing politics with the economy. Everything we are talking about economically, people are looking at it with politically jaundiced eyes, because the figures, if the Moody's rating, which we've all relied on over the years, anything to go by, it clearly shows that some people are not, either they do not understand what is happening, or that they are not telling us the truth deliberately for political gain, or they simply are at a loss as to what is happening in this country. We have stayed on course, and I am happy. And now, when you look at the issue about ISE also talking about
the recession,
the
productive
I think that for me, even though I'm not a seasoned economist, or the little I understand, I think that it's too early for anybody to even be comparing Ghana to Nigeria in terms of the direction we are going. Nigeria has had an oil economy for how many years? And so they have relied heavily on oil from day one. Ghana, since we started in 2009, I believe, and production picked up in 2010 and things like that. We haven't even done 6 years. We are just around 4 or 5 years. And sincerely speaking, we cannot say, yes, the oil economy is bringing some money on board, but we cannot say that that is entirely where our focus is. I think we still continue to push. And the program
we're not drifting towards reliance
at
on
all.
oil.
The programs and the investment that we are seeing. We are investing heavily in agriculture. You see that the new manifesto also continues to talk about mechanized agriculture. So it tells you that we are not sitting down and saying that, well, we have oil and gas, so we are relying on that. So that issue of a recession will not come. But I'm also asking the simple question. What shows that oil prices will stay the way they are? Are we saying that it can never come up? We've been hit hard over a period of maybe 1 year, 1.5 years. But it doesn't mean that it will stay there forever. It could also pick up. So for somebody to be talking about recession at this time, I think that, for me, I don't agree at all. And if you put in all, the the IMF have been here not too long ago. They've also looked at our figures and they have approved what we are doing. Means that they've also given us additional credibility. The Moody's have given us credibility. It just means that this government knows what time it is. They are doing the right thing. And clearly, Ghanaians can look forward to with hope to the future. We are going to elections. Normally by this time, the figures should look so bad that people can do projections. I mean, all the indices, inflation has risen slightly, but not at the scale that we used to know. The CD hasn't depreciated that much 2 months into an election. All the things that used to happen in other election years clearly are not happening today. It just shows you that the economy is more robust, it's more resilient, and moving forward, I think that we should commend the handlers of the economy for doing a good job.
And talking about the handlers, what about, how would you react to your critics who say that President Mahama, for instance, keeps assuring Ghanaians that every year will be a good one, and yet we don't seem to see that good year?
Well, when you take a glass, it depends on which direction you are looking. You see, when they say that the economy, or that we should look forward to a better year, it could be in one sector or the other. It cannot, I mean, there's no economy that says that holistically we wake up tomorrow and every sector of the economy would do as well. But it only means that gradually we are getting out of the woods. And so if we were in the negatives last year and we move into positive one, it is still a great jump. And consistently we are building upon it. We are not saying that you wake up tomorrow and when you turn on your tap, milk will flow out of it. No. But consistently, you can see improvement on people's lives. You can see improvement in healthcare access, improvement to education access, improvement in access to water. I'm so consistent. I can talk about several things that government has done year in, year out that has led to the improvement in the lives and the livelihood of people. Even social protection has picked up very well. Many more people are benefiting from leave. Many more people are getting health, national health insurance. Many more people are getting all the things that go to make life a little more comfortable for Ghanaians. Let me also say that nobody is saying that we are there yet.
Right.
But we are saying that we are making steady progress, and that is why I believe that the president wants another term to be able to consolidate some of these things. And then you can now leave the economy into autopilot, because when you get all the fundamentals right, as we are doing, when the foundation is solid, you don't need to worry about the superstructure, because clearly the foundation is there to always cushion
if there are any shocks. Yeah. I'm grateful. George Lowe is the Member of Parliament for North High constituency. Michael, let me come to you. So this rating by Moody's, indeed, as the newspaper, one of them put it, the General Telegraph, does it expose Dr. Bawumia's assertion that this is an economy that is one of straw?
Okay, let me start by saying a very good morning to my brother George, and to your good self for hosting us, and to the lovely viewers. I just want to tell Ghanaians one thing, that Ghanaians, as they are watching the program, I want them to stop listening to what politicians are saying and politicians are spinning, and look at the reality of the economy. Because I know every single individual watching the program today knows that business is not good in the country. So what does this Moody, Standard & Poor, Fitch ratings? Let me show you a table. And for those who are interested in issues of economics, if you may kindly refer to www.tradingeconomics.com, Ghana rating. Yeah. Tradingeconomics.com, Ghana rating. So that we don't do propaganda. And that's what Bawumia always keeps talking about. Now, look at what NDC inherited in 2008. B+.
You're talking about the Moody's rating.
The ratings,
right.
Yes. You see that here? The Fitch, okay. Moody's, okay, yeah. Look at that. B plus positive, yeah, and then B plus here. You see that?
2008.
2008, they had B plus. Okay. Then, in our last one, that is the one before this one, we had B negative, i.e. B3.
That was in March.
Yes, B3 negative. And now we have moved to B3. Not even BO.
B3.
B3, B negative, no, is 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
The third aspect, it's stable. And then NDC come and tell us that Dr. Baumia is a liar. How can this be?
But how can an economy that is one of straw be able to...
Listen.
To step up?
Listen, you
From
saw
negative
here.
to stable.
You saw here, no. Don't look at just the stable.
Okay.
Look at, you see B3. B3. Stable. Before they had B3 negative.
Right.
Okay. Then here you can see
That's
B
in
plus.
2008.
2008, we had B plus even positive.
Right.
So you can't tell me that every B is B. You see the difference? Because there is B plus, there's B, then the B negative, they have 1, which is higher, 2, which is more useless, and then 3, which is most useless B.
So
then out of that B, I want to let the audience understand, out of that B, 3, they have negative, stable, and positive B3. So when you get stable B3, and you go around touting that you have moved from negative B3 to stable B3, and so the economy is doing well, is it fair?
what does it mean to you, a B3 stable outlook?
B3 stable outlook means we are on B3. We are still on the worst kind of B.
Okay.
Yes. And even there, we are on the stable. We are not even on B. You were left with B plus. You have not even gotten to B. You are on B not 1, B not 2. You are on B3. Asio, you are in the bottom gutter. And then you go around telling us that, Baumia is... You see, when people do, and that's why me today, I say, I'm not going to do too much talking. Because people like Baumia have made Ghanaians interested in economy.
The B3 doesn't mean positive prospects? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on. Let me start again. I say the rating, there is B, okay, as itself. Then there's B positive, up, which NPP left. Then apart from the
2008.
B, yes, below the B,
positive, right.
yes, there's B negative. So B negative, B positive. So NPP were the up B positive.
Right.
NDC are not even B. They are B negative. Now, the B negative, it has 3 categories. It has bad, which is 1, worst 2, and worst 3. Now, in the B3, which is the worst category of B, they have 3 categories again there, which are positive, stable, and negative.
Right.
So before, they were the worst kind of B3, negative. Okay. Then now they moved from the worst kind of B3 to middle of the worst kind of B3. So you cannot say that as you are middle kind of B3, you are doing well. Okay. Because you're not even a B, let alone the B plus that you were left.
Okay, so even though Moody says that the B3 stable is a positive outlook.
No, they didn't say that. They just said that they have moved from where they were negative to stable. Then they have now spun it. You see, it's what we call misinterpretation, or as my fellow lawyer on the other side will know, the mischief rule. They've taken the same thing, which means this here, what Lagabel called bunkalas, this down here,
right,
to just give themselves under mediocre performance. Is this acceptable, right? Every student or any Ghanaian there today who understand what we are talking about say, even the B trainer, you are only at stable. Why can't they take us to B or to B plus? So NDC, the economy is not good.
Judging from where we were and where Moody said we are, you won't also say that perhaps...
That's why I'm saying that, you see, it's like your child in class. He goes out of a class of 50, he's 48.
Right.
Then the next term, he's 42nd. Then he said, I've moved from 48 to 42nd, so I've done well. No,
Okay.
I don't want my son to be 42nd in class.
Okay.
Because I was not taking 42nd report to my father at home. He will be very livid.
But you won't appreciate that he's making the effort to improve.
It's not about effort to improve.
All right.
You see, have you ever heard the saying, your best is not enough?
Exactly.
So they should understand that we are still B3 rating. It is not good enough. But they should understand that a B3 rating economy is not good. My brother, if it was good, why did we go to the world market to go and borrow 750 million? Now listen to this analysis. We went to borrow 750 million euro bond. Okay? When we went last year, it was done at 10.75%. Okay? This time, it was done at 9.7%. So somebody would tell you by spinning that we got it for less. The difference is that the other one last year was 15-year repayment period. And this time is 5-year repayment period. So the repayment period is about a third. Is this fair? That Ghana should go and take money at such an expensive rate and pay in such a short time when people are going for grants and moratoriums that are 25, 30 years payable, a moratorium of 5 years which allows you even to all of that. They don't see it.
Let me ask you this. Now, this is the finance minister's statement. It says that the revision of the outlook at this is testimony of the prudent policies adopted by the government since 2014.
That's why I say, let's
through
know
the homegrown policies and the consolidation in the IMF.
Homegrown. If you are homegrown policy, first of all, will you go to IMF for bailout? Because
we talk about credibility of the policies.
No. When you need credibility from IMF, it means you have no credibility. It means also your fiscal regime is useless. And that's why I say, I'm not going to argue Sektepe. I'm not going to argue and say this. I say, Ghanaians, go to the internet. I read the website to you. You wrote it down. Then go and see how Ghana has moved from B+, not to B, not to even B1, which is negative, not to B2, but to B3. We were B3 negative. Then now we are moved from B3 negative to B3 stable. We are still B3. Useless.
Let me put this question to
this one. So if we are at that level of B3, how can you tell me that it says that what's the word use?
You mean the outlook, the homegrown policies and the consolidation of the IMF program?
Is it fair?
Okay. Let me put this question to George. So Mike is suggesting that the NPP left the ratings of Moody's at B+ in 2008. Last March, we had gone down to B negative, and then we are back. In fact, that one is B3 with a stable outlook. Now, from what he tried to put across, it suggests that we're still not there at all.
I am amazed at the logic my brother is spewing out. And I think that my brother, again, for propaganda purposes, has tried to skew this debate to absurd dimensions. Very basic. There are two people talking about the economy. One says, look, where you are in a terrible situation. You can never survive. In fact, you are going worse. Okay? One says, look, we had challenges. We are working at it. And we are sure that improvement will come. Now, a neutral, or the arbiter, which is Moody's, who did the earlier ratings, doing it, said, oh, per our perspective, we've looked at all the things that is happening in your economy today. And we can tell you that you have moved up. Your performance is much better than it used to be. What are we talking about? We are saying that per what Baumia is telling Ghanaians today, it's a blatant lie. Because Moody's is telling us that, contrary to the hopeless situation that he's talking about, we are actually making steady progress. I ended my last submission by saying that nobody is pretending that we are out of the woods and that go and open your tap and get milk and honey. But we are saying that given the challenges that we had, energy crisis, our primary exports not doing well, right? And all the challenges that John Mahama all the challenges that we faced. We put out an economic program that we are calling our homegrown program. They said, oh, it was impossible. So we went to the IMF for policy credibility. We are rolling it out. And we are saying consistently that our policies are beginning to show that we are on the right track. And we have received confirmation from Moody's. It is not about whether you were... Why? Then we should go and make the comparison during Kwame Nkrumah's time. If that's what he's talking about. He should go and make... Then why is he not talking about what ratings we had during Nkrumah's time or Achampo's time? No, we are talking about today.
What about his assertion that...
Listen, we are talking about today. And don't forget that they are talking about a different economy from what we are talking about. Because the economy had rebased, and there are different dimensions to the economy now. We even had other things like now, when we are talking about the economy, you are even going as far as talking about oil and gas, which didn't happen during their time. So if they were running a small tabletop economy and they were told, in any case, what is even making me laugh is that he's saying that because we went for Euro, why? They went at B+, didn't they go for Eurobond? The so-called B+ that he's talking about, didn't they go for loans, Eurobond and things like that? They had 8 billion or more of HIPC money. And so at a certain point in time,
they have always argued that you are still getting the HIPC money.
I am saying that
have more revenue than
they had HIPC money, which means that the debts we are servicing today, they didn't have to service.
Let me ask you this. What is this?
Even the bond that he's talking about, we went to borrow to pay off what they went to borrow. So what is he talking about?
I see.
So he shouldn't go there. The truth of the matter today is that Ghana's economy is showing solid signs of rebound. And I am saying that just as our president is going, it just tells us, like Moody's is saying, that there is a lot more hope than there used to be.
What about his assertion that, well, let's drop all these figures, let's drop all these ratings, and look at how much is in people's pocket, how much are people eating, how much are people wearing, how much are people paying for utilities?
Well, that is what I'm saying, that all these things are not new. If we did a proper cost analysis, you would see that, sincerely speaking, we are not living too differently from the past. The macro and the micro are at disjoint. We needed to fix the macro for it to feed into the micro. And that is why the president is saying that, look, looking at what we are doing so far, confirmed by Moody's, we are getting the macro right. Now, henceforth, moving forward, these things are the bedrocks on which the micro will do what? Feed. So the president is consistently telling that there will be more money in your pocket. We are going to create more jobs. We are going to do all the things that we all want because we fixed the misalignment in the system. And we are on a steady path of progress. I don't know how else anybody can present it. And I am saying that today, what we are talking about is that Dr. Bawumia has brought a position. We have brought a position who is deceiving Ghanaians. Clearly, from what Moody's is saying, we are telling Ghanaians the truth. They are deceiving Ghanaians. That is what this is all about.
All right. Mike, let me come to you and then we'll move on to another issue.
As I rightly said, we are not going to make this a banter because at the end of the day, Ghanaians know what is happening in the country. Yes, we are not out of the woods, but we are in the woods. We are in there. We are in the murky situation that Ghana is in at the moment. When you look at the Fitch ratings, apart from Mozambique and Venezuela, who are C, B3, stable and negative, they are the lowest you can go to. And I'm very, very surprised. You see,
so you're doing a comparison with other countries?
Oh, of course. We must try to be with some level playing field when we have other countries like Gabon and so on B. Other countries are on B. Almost all the other African countries are on B. You came and inherited B+. And you know, that's the thing about NDC. They have no shame on some of these things. So they don't know that you have to do better. Because they know that most of our people are not that educated and some of these things, they won't understand it. They will try to bamboozle you. But we won't agree. We will just explain the basic of it. But how can somebody whose government is B3 rating, B3, say that, oh, what is it? They don't have what? We are in a crisis.
You won't even take into consideration the fact that there's huge fiscal discipline that has seen the deficit down.
When you need IMF.
In an election year.
When you need IMF, they are not giving the IMF the figures. You haven't heard. IMF is upset. Yes. They have, how can they be upset with us? We are not in government.
So how do you know that they are upset?
IMF, because they have not gotten the figures.
Where did you hear
this
that?
thing should have been given to them in April, again in July. They've come here twice, nothing. You don't know.
Who told you that?
Oh, right. You don't know this.
No, they have been here. I know they've been here. They haven't been given the figures. That's what you just said.
You stop deceiving.
But let's put that one aside. Let me hit them on this B+ thing that they are trying to spin out of control. Look at, is it Business and Financial Times?
Yes.
Yeah. Listen to Setekwe. Setekwe soaks in Moody optimistic rating.
What about it? That's the journalist headline.
It's not journalist headline.
No, but that's
it's a headline.
George asked a simple question. George is suggesting that there are two sides to the coin. Government says the economy is doing well. Dr. Bawumia says the economy is one not of concrete but strong. Now Moody says this is an economy that seems to be rebounding. And George is suggesting
you are being patronized. Let me ask you this. You say that George is suggesting it's an economy doing well. A B3 rating, whether even positive, stable or negative, is it doing well?
Well, that's what I'm
George, when you're talking, so all I'm saying is that a B3 rating cannot be an economy that's doing well.
Okay.
Because you're on B minus. You see, B first minus is 1. They are not there. Second minus 2. They are not there. The third minus, which is 3, even that one is not positive. It's stable.
All right.
And they move from negative. So they like Kanzo. Under the Omoshishi.
Michael, what is Kanzo?
Kanzo is Omoshishi. The hard part of Omo. So I don't understand how you can do Kanzo economy and then you come up and tell me, okay, you are the top of the creme de la creme. Ghanaians will not buy it.
But George said he did not say that.
He said that the economy is doing well, but Bawumia is lying. We are saying that there's nothing optimistic. Right. Let me round up there. Maybe it will round up what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that there's nothing optimistic about a B3 rating.
I'm grateful.
That's
Michael K. Jr.
But let me also end by saying that, look,
director of the NP.
I am saying that under no stretch of an imagination or anybody's imagination can anybody say, right, that an economy that is doing well is an economy of straw.
Okay.
My economy, in terms of stretch of imagination, is that B3 is Kanzo.
Let us look at this story on the Ghanaian Times this morning. 3 towns outlaw politicians. Outlaw is in quotes until community roads are fixed. The story says that 3 towns in the Volta region, Beno, Takla, and Hojo, all around the whole municipality, have declared their intention to barricade their communities to embark on communal labor to repair the road which links the communities to Ho. Now, they have warned that in the 3-month period that they will want to do the communal work, they are placing a ban on all political activities in the 3 traditional areas for repair works to progress. Now, according to them, if they do not see any move by government to fix the problem in the next 2 weeks, then they will take some drastic action. Togbe Kotoku Middle, the photographer on the back page of the Ghanaian Times, read the issue or the statement at a press conference. Now, according to them, they always tell us that the road has been awarded on contract, but we never see any real signs of that. And Togbe Kotoku said that the patience of the people, especially in the youth, have been exhausted, lamenting we are being treated as if we are not part of the whole municipality. George, you are from the you are a member of parliament from the Volta region. The roads in the Volta region, and the fact that this is not the first time we've seen the issue at Ho, where some youth took to the street demonstrating against the nature of the roads. Is it that government is neglecting the Volta region because it believes it's a stronghold and they will vote for the party no matter what?
Well, right. It's interesting the way you ask the question. Right. I am the first to say, and I'm saying this with confidence, never in the history of this country has Volta region seen this level of development. Never in the history. We have seen monumental developments in the Volta region. But suffice it to say that, like all other things, we cannot fix all the roads in the Volta region at the same time. The Volta region is in massive road networks going on. In actual fact, the road in question, I am aware. It's Penwe. Yes, Penwe Takla. You see, the road in question has been awarded, and the contractor has actually reported on site. But maybe he hasn't finished mobilizing. So actually, clearly, the chiefs are aware. The MP and the MC have engaged them. Okay? But for me, I will say that, do they have a right to have a press conference and demonstrate? I think that is within their right. Do they have a right to say that they are banning political activity? That one, you and I know they cannot. They don't have that
they'll be
power.
going against the law, right?
Yes, they don't have that power. But, well, everybody can have a right to show their displeasure at the way things are being done in their area. My appeal to the chiefs is that, I mean, we must be more engaging. No amount of press conference and anything can fix the road. It is just dialogue and support for each other. Like I said, the road has been given on contract. It's been made known to the chiefs. Maybe they think that it is not going fast enough. But I'm sure that they have been reassured by now by all the stakeholders that they need not to worry so much, and that attention is being paid. But like I'm saying, nobody should say that government is not paying attention to the roads. In my own constituency, there are roads that are some in procurement, some letters have been given to contractors, but they are yet to what? Mobilize to site. Unsuta Vakpo Unsuta Road is there. I know that the processes have been completed. Thankfully, Aveme has started massive project that nobody thought would happen, because when government was saying it, everybody was saying that, oh, business as usual. But we are not doing business as usual. Like I'm saying, I can give you several roads, but there are several other roads that also need attention, not only in the Volta region, across the length and breadth of this country. And I would appeal to all and sundry that you can make your case, without having to go through press conference, demonstrations, and threats of banning politicians here and there. This is Ghana. The government will make effort to get everybody their fair share, and that is what we can do with the resources available. Today it will be one community. The next time it will be your community. Gone are the, what I'm happy about is that gone are the days when we used to say, oh, they are shouting, so hey, contractor, move there. Then after elections, people leave. Now we are not in those times. Now when a contractor comes to site, you can see evidence of the fact that they stay there and finish the roads. And the roads, you see, when you do the comparison, the roads are coming in different forms. There's a Cocoa Road, then the ones under GOG, there's a road fund. These are three different. Cocoa Road, because of the peculiar nature of it, and the fact that the funds have been earmarked from the special cocoa fund, it is easy
to source funding.
For people to see that maybe they've started and yes, it's going on. But if you don't come from a cocoa growing area where cocoa roads are being done, you understand, you should have patience that GOG, once the monies are there, they let it go. And I'm saying, look, I have never seen in the history of this country, at least when I became very aware politically and getting a number of roads that have been put through the system that are awarded to contractors. In fact, I am amazed. Never did I ever dream that we would have several road projects going on across the country. There are other roads in the Volta region. Look, the Eastern Corridor Road is still receiving that. I mean, I think just 3 days ago, was it 3 days or 4 days ago, the minister has announced that government has released 104 million cedis for a section of the Eastern Corridor to also be done. The Peki one, it's ongoing. They haven't finished, but at least, I mean, it's appreciable amount of work has been done. My information is that very soon the contractors will go back and also work once funds become. So please, yes, we are in a political season, so everybody is asking for their pound of flesh. But government cannot provide for everybody at the same time. So my special appeal to the Taklak, Penwe, Togogo chiefs, I mean, for them, they don't even have to worry because I know that the contract has been awarded and the contractor will be on site. And I'm sure that very soon we'll all be smiling.
I'm grateful, George. Mike, let me come to you. And the fact that these chiefs are asking that their roads be fixed, some have argued that perhaps this is what is the cause of government overspending its budget, especially during election years. And then when we're back from election, then austerity begins when every community is asking for one thing or the other.
Me, I'm not from Benue.
But you're Ghanaian.
I'm not
Benue
from Takla.
It's in Ghana.
I'm not from Hojo. Are you from there?
I'm a
The
Ghanaian.
chiefs who are from there are telling us that NDC, shilling, they are not doing any work there. So if George Lowe comes to sit here and comes to tell me otherwise, I won't listen. The people too should listen to their chiefs. Because the propaganda is too much. You see, I don't know whether the NDC, they bought them maybe slices of okra. So when they come on any program, they just swallow some of the okra, then smooth talking, olive oil voice, they just talk. But every fact doesn't amount to what is going on. The chiefs are angry. Look, they say first of all, they are giving a 2-week ultimatum. If they don't come and fix the roads, that they are telling everybody, because you see, I told you in NDC Green Book, what they do is that they take a project here, then they go to Saga, then they tell you that they are doing this project in Water Region. Then they go to Water Region, they tell you they are doing this project in Sunyani. Then they go and give you artistic impression of aerodrome in Water Region. You see? And then when they give you that artistic impression, then they tell you that, oh, the artistic impression is actually what is happening on the ground. Meanwhile, on the ground, it is block mortar that is now starting below lintel level. When you do that, is it fair to the people? And you see, I'm not surprised because how would they be able to build all those roads? As my brother said, the people have not mobilized. It takes you 8 years to mobilize NDC. You have been in power for 8 years. You are still mobilizing.
He's talking about the contractors.
Yes, but the road is within their time. They say the contractors are mobilizing. Since when are they mobilizing? They came and told us all the nice, juicy stories with okra mouth propaganda. And then now they are telling us that, and some of the letters to contractors, and really, go and tell the chiefs. As for me, if you go and tell me, as I say, I don't know the locality of Penua. Yes, gone through there to go and do campaign, but I'm not from there. The boss of the area is the chief, Hojo. He says, you people are lying. So I want Ghanaians all over the country to know that the NDC, they are doing like this. You know, they are flip-flopping. And so nobody should take what they are saying serious. But as I said, how would they be able to do it? My brother, you know, in the recent expose by Boache Jakon, it came to light that 1 kilometer of road under the Kufuor government was $600,000. Not cedis. Because as for cedis, the money loses value quickly, but not the dollar, which is relatively stable. Now, NDC are building 1 kilometer of road for not $1.2 million, which is double in itself, big chobo. They are doing it for 1.4. They've even added another 200,000 chobo on top of the double.
How do you know it is chobo?
We gave the accession.
But that's
and
your,
said,
that's
why would I not call it? Because if the thing is not supposed to cost that, and you go and make it that amount, that's chobo. Like for example, bus branding is supposed to cost 1.6 million, you go and make it 3.6 million. That's chobo. Maybe you don't understand the word, but that is the word. In Chi they say oh ti chobo. In Ghana they say for chobo eh. When you are doing this kind of thing with the economy, is it fair? And where is the money? We have heard all sorts of assertions. Look, recently, one of my NDC friends, I showed him a picture of President Obama putting cash in the pocket of a chief. He told me that, it could be Photoshop. So we argued and we left it at that.
But what is
God
wrong with
being so good?
A politician who is on campaign? In our culture, you don't go to a chief's house without...
Sick up. You know what they call him, chief? Pudu, big bundle like that.
Oh, Mike.
Hey!
Mike,
right.
Are you suggesting that if Ronaldo visits any chief,
he doesn't remove
sit
there
like that and get up and go?
No,
like
you give something, but in public, you offer the envelope, everything in public. But they only do this one. Let me show you the money is like this. This, you understand? When somebody gives you money like this, it's different. But moving on to the issue, God being so good, we saw Land Cruiser, president standing on top, open with camera. As for that one, you can't see Photoshop. Because you can't Photoshop a moving this
Mike,
thing.
you are drifting. We're talking about...
I'm talking about the money that is supposed to go into the roads. No? Mm-hmm. They are using the money to do headpans, outboard motor. How can you share my taxpayers' money as a president? That is fine. Fantastic. How can you share it as a president when NDC t-shirt with NDC logo? Taxpayers' money. If you are going to share outboard motor, you go there in your suit and tie, you go with a regional minister who is a government official, and you say, Ghanaians, we are bringing you outboard motor. We accept it. But when you go and wear NDC shirt, and you go with Kofi Adams and the regional NDC head, and you go and share the outboard motor, which is my money, you think you'll be able to build road? So this is the problem. The vote buying attempt, the sikapudo of giving big money to them. And you see, these chiefs, they don't want that. They want development. Whoever some other chief, they must accept you see the hand, they will accept it. He is not going to accept it. He's saying it. Volta Regional Chief, we honor you, we respect you, we are grateful to people like you as our leaders. They've told the NDC 2 weeks, come and fix our road, stop dashing all that money, or don't come here again. I don't understand what is going on.
And
in this
you
country.
agree to the fact that they're saying
no,
that
how can I agree to
no
that?
Political activity.
How can I agree to that? But you see, I cannot also agree to the fact that Sikapudo is changing hands. I cannot agree to that. I cannot agree to our president standing at the top of a Land Cruiser dashing 50 Ghana to Ghanaians. I cannot approve of that. Because we never saw President Kufuor do it. We never saw Atamils do it. We never saw Rawlings do it. How come President John Mahama, when it comes to anything to do with money matters like this every day, why? It's too much. And it is gotten to the point where the Ghanaian feels that President John Mahama is not the kind of president they want to vote for. Enough is enough. He has come with his party for 8 years. Let him go so that Ghanaians can see if our Moody, Fitch, Standard & Poor rating can move from B-3 to B+.
I'm grateful, Mike, for your time. Let's move on to the Kumasi Metro Assembly.
I thought that you were going to.
George, he's made, you see, spurious allegations against His Excellency the President. And I think that it's unfortunate. You see, I believe that political decency should be in our lexicon all this time. You see, when you are accusing the President of carrying money and putting in the pocket of chiefs.
I made it known to him.
Yeah, I mean, please,
for me, yeah.
Say that he's putting money in the pocket of chiefs and that chiefs are collecting money. It means that our chiefs are corrupt. That's what he wants us to believe.
And so what, if you collect money in that way, you are corrupt?
Please.
The giver and
yes,
the taker.
giver
Mike, you know the
I am
giver
saying,
and the
listen, I am saying to you.
So if the chief collected,
let's
corrupt.
give some respect to our leaders. The president.
But the leaders should respect us.
Please. The president, everybody knows. We all accompany president and public officials to palaces and things.
Right, that's what I drew his attention.
When we go, if it's money you want to donate, it's made public.
Or schnapps.
If schnapps
Right.
or whatever you want to do, it's made public.
That's what I said.
And that's why I am saying that, please, we may play with some of these things, but you see, you send such a wrong signal because you want to play politics.
I didn't take the picture.
Please, I am saying that you couldn't substantiate it when you were told that even if you did see a picture, it was Photoshop. You couldn't. So please, let's leave it at
So
that.
what about
And
the dash
I
of
think
the
that it's unfair for you to come here and sit and talk about something that you don't have, absolute evidence. It's unfair. And let's begin to move in that direction. We are in very serious times. 2, I believe that, you see, when you are talking about, when we continue saying that you are political quantity surveyors, you don't understand. This is the allegation you make all the time. We've inflated contract sums. Our roads are costing more. And yet when we put you to street proof, thankfully, it is some of your own members who come and say that, oh, your flag bearer didn't simply understand the issues. You remember the Kasua interchange, the circle interchange? Clearly, this is political propaganda. And I think that we must desist from those things. You see, when we sit on TV, I am very, very, very surprised sometimes that you do a program and somebody calls you from the US and says, I watched you. You know, I watched you on the net. So we are not only talking to Ghanaians. And so when you sit here, you think that because of your political party, you'll be saying certain things about our nation. You are sending wrong signals across. So please, I plead with Mike and all others who are behaving like him to desist from that. Let's stick with the issues. The issues are that we have development challenges, and I'm not going to run away from that. But we are saying that we are doing a lot. But Rome was not built in a day. So everybody understands that, yes, you have a right to call to attention that my area hasn't been served. But we are explaining by saying that, look, it is just a matter of that the contractor hasn't reached your area. Because my understanding even is that even though he hasn't reached that area, he's starting the road from another side, and they are coming. The Hawkway one, the same thing. They are moving, they are heading to, because they must start from point A to get to point B. Unfortunately, they haven't gotten to these places. The roads are bad enough, I know. And therefore, when chiefs come and say that, look, our roads are bad, we want it fixed, we are not going to fight with the chiefs. We are only saying that we are calling for calm, that it will be done. Everybody will get their fair share. Once the resources are available, we will do it. We are starting from somewhere. It will get elsewhere. If you come to Holt for the first time, the major town road is being dualized. For the first time, some parts have been asphalted. So I'm saying that, yes, there is massive development going on, and some of the district capitals are also receiving their asphalt overlay. So it's not like we are sitting down and we abandon anybody. But once when the development hasn't reached your end, please be a little patient. You will get there.
Okay, John.
Yeah, Brian, just a quick response to the accusation that when we say some of these things, we should bring facts. Now, with regard to the issue of Ghana spending 1.4 million per kilometer to asphalt roads, okay, when the African average is 600,000, just like Kufuor's time. Let me give you the source, please.
Yes, it's from where? I think that is what he's asking.
Can I finish before you interrupt here, please? I want to give you the source. Study on road infrastructure costs, analysis of unit costs, and cost overruns of road infrastructure projects in Africa. AFDB Chief Economist Report 2014. So this is coming from the African Development Bank report of 2014. So this is the basis.
Which website is it from?
So
go and check the website.
I can also write AFDB.
Okay, so that's
and quote somebody.
AFDB Chief Economist
Report. You are a lawyer. Let's
talk
to evidence.
Okay, so someone's report.
So
the
don't say someone.
Yeah, but that's the Chief Economist of the AFDB.
Yes. So the Chief Economist.
So you're relying on the AFDB Chief Economist report.
To
you remember that last month? You remember that last month I was on this program and the World Bank quoted some unemployment figure and I challenged it.
Okay.
And I challenged it.
Okay.
Because sometimes these people are quoting things that look. World Bank is saying that unemployment from 15 to 65 years. Is that not it?
Yes.
When by law in Ghana, when you are 15 years, you cannot work.
When you are what?
15 years, you are not by law. You can't work.
All right. So, John, all that we want to know.
You should be retired. So obviously, this thing that there it was wrong.
All those captured it. Okay. All right. John,
agree with me too on this one.
Okay, Mike. So all that we're saying, does the MPPC relying on the Chief Economist of the AFDB?
Even this one, we don't even know that. You should give us the website.
I'm not coming to do the propaganda.
Okay.
What I'll do is that I'll put it to the audience.
Okay.
Then those who like to do research, they research it. As for George Lowe, even if I tell him today his name is George Lowe, he will tell me that no, the law is not law, it's law. So you see, he will just try and find something to say.
Okay, Mark, I have 7 more minutes.
Yes,
wrap up and let's move to KMA.
My issue is simple. Our president, and I'm happy that he couldn't even mention that, our president has been seen publicly giving Ghanaians money
how many times do you
on
want
the
that
campaign
explain?
trail.
How many times do you want
I'm
that
saying
explained?
that. So
how many times do you want that
So
explained?
he also admitted, and this is to wrap up, that when you give money to chiefs and so on, it's public donation. You also give some 5,000 contribution to do this, But this, he asked us in the picture.
No. Where is the picture? We haven't seen the picture.
Mike, all right.
You are lying.
But I think he alone saw the picture.
He alone saw the picture.
But that's what you write, you will never see.
No, he alone saw the picture. How can you see?
So I tell you, you have not seen that picture.
I haven't seen it. Nobody has
but
seen that.
I
Only
got to know
Babu
the president had given some money to some traditional chiefs and it wasn't.
Oh, so at least you saw that one. Okay, so for all the Ghanaians who saw that picture of this, at least they've seen it. But you didn't see. Don't worry.
When an adult visits chiefs, does he part with some donation?
Oh no, he does this.
Okay.
Envelope.
So he
official presentation.
Or envelope.
But
Konti.
this one,
No,
no.
Konti envelope.
He doesn't do this.
But
Oh yeah.
For
the community, you see, it's like the fourth expedition. When you give Kufuor
all right,
fourth
Mike,
expedition,
it's okay.
you
Daily
won't go and pay
Graphic
duty.
says that for the second time in less than 6 months, some members of the Kumasi Metro Assembly engaged in a brawl after they had failed to elect a presiding member for the 5th time. Now, that is causing a lot of headache in Kumasi with the KMA not having a substantive chief executive, the regional minister acting, and according to the regional minister, it is stalling the development of the assembly. Now, yesterday, though one person stood down for only one to contest, he could not garner enough support. 62 members endorsed Nana Senior's nomination, while 65 others voted against him. That means that he could not be made the PM. And George, this is not, we're told that Katsina Nankana has the same problem with getting a presiding member. Perhaps our decentralization program is suffering because of these inability to get presiding members.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, when you have an assembly without a presiding member, he plays such a key function, so much so that if he's not there, it affects the smooth running of the assemblies. You know, they are so key, so much so that they are the ones who, by law, must be provided with offices within the assembly premises, and also they are the ones who assembly must decide on an allowance for them. So it's a very important position, and they, I always call them the speakers of the local assemblies, and so it's important. But you see, right, I have said something. People disagree with me, but I still hold strong that from 2004, something happened to our politics in this country. And these are some of the things that are manifesting in KMA and monetization. People have moved, we have moved from patriotism and nationalism to individualism. Now, for most people, it is not what my community will benefit, it's not what my district will benefit, it's not what my metropolis will benefit, and who is better placed to be able to deliver. But it is, what am I getting from Bright?
Who becomes the presiding member?
Who becomes the presiding member? What will I get before he becomes the... Even if Bright is the worst of the candidates and he's able to exchange envelopes, and I get some good money, I'll go and throw my weight behind him so that he becomes... I don't care whether the long run, my district, my region, or my nation suffers. Showed again in, you know, yesterday, Kwesi Mintimefia, when Honorable Joe Bedouansan lost, somebody was arrested for sharing envelopes. Whilst they were voting, he was in some corner when you are passing, it beckons you, Charlie, money, then go and vote. Money, go and vote. The camp he was coming from won. I am not saying that, I mean, I'm just saying that from what I've read, clearly we have monetized our politics. When I was growing up, I didn't, in my area, yes, I knew my MP. At the time, Honorable Commodore Steve Obimpe. But I'd never gone to him. I mean, I've never gone to his house. I'd never gone to him too far. Today, everybody wants something. And we are suffering. We are going through some of these things simply because of that. People have pitched camp not because candidates are good, competent, but simply because somebody can pay. You don't care how he makes the money. You don't care where the money is coming from. And now we have political entrepreneurs who pitch camp with people. Yeah, Bright. Okay, I'll support your campaign. In the end, I will have to get this. I think that is something that we have to nip in the bud. It will not take us anywhere. We will continue to suffer. KMA is such an important assembly. I mean, it's so important to our national development. because of the kind of things that are going on. KJTR market, we are pumping in millions of dollars. There are other major projects in the Kumasi area where we need an efficient assembly to, to supervise, to ensure that proper things are done, value for money and things like that. If you have a weak assembly who doesn't got a PM, who hasn't got a chief executive, how are we going to be able to monitor some of these things? So please, I think that Ghanaians should wake up to the reality that we are doing ourselves a lot of harm if we follow just money or we monetize our politics. It won't get us anywhere.
George, I'm grateful. Mike, so it's a big issue now, the monetizing our politics, and so perhaps Mike is the MPN. Because I get something, I have to make sure he gets the nod, even though perhaps it's not the right person.
Oh, this is just an issue of violence, NDC violence in Ashanti region.
Oh, sure.
Yes, I'll come to the details, but let me give you the premise. Nana Kesi, who is the government appointee, okay?
The one who stood down?
Yes, who stood down against the other chap, Nana Senior. Because there was so much problem. First of all, the government appointee, the people, they say they don't like him. So eventually he stood down for the interest of peace, which I think is a very fantastic thing to do. Then Nana Senior goes forward. He's supposed to get 98 to get the required majority as per the local elections for presiding members. He ends up getting 62.
65.
65. And then those who voted against it were 62.
Right.
Yes. So, in view of that, very slim majority as the whole situation. Let me just be sure of the numbers that we have here. Not that it matters, but
65
so
voted
62,
against.
No, 62 endorsed Nana Senior.
Right, and 65 voted against him.
Right. So I was right in it. I just wanted to clarify that. Sometimes, figures can be mixed, but I was right on that one. So 62 voted for him, 65 against him. In a nutshell, the man who now was left alone cannot still be endorsed. Then listen to the relevant part. Apparently frustrated, and this is graphic, frustrated by the turn of events, i.e. that this man didn't win, Asawase Constituency Secretary of National Democratic Congress, NDC, Mr. Yakubu Tony Edu, is said to have described some of the people as selfish and so on and so forth, and that they were stalling it. That comment by Mr. Edu infuriated some of the members who reacted swiftly by throwing hefty punches at him. Mr. Edu's supporters too reacted, leading to a free-for-all.
That is selfishness George is talking about.
Before we go to the selfishness, so it shouldn't just be something happened. NDC violence. Do you understand? Oh, why the man, Mr.
When the NDC man was slapped, that is NDC violence.
They say, Mr. Edu's supporters also reacted, leading to a free-for-all.
I'm saying that.
So the free-for-all,
who slapped who?
It started with government appointees stepping down. Who appoints? NDC. Again, NDC, and not this year. They say he's not just an NDC member. He's a constituency secretary. So an official.
He was worried that selfishness played a part.
My brother,
in
it doesn't matter what
Mr. Senior not getting
whatever it is.
The nod.
There was a fight between NDC people. So all I'm saying is that.
Between people.
I'm saying that graphic that's saying.
I am saying that the graphic has never said that. Stop misinforming the public.
Ghanaians, they don't like that.
Why are you?
They don't like that. They like facts.
Between me and you,
let's wrap up. It's 8 o'clock, and
so my wrapping up is that, please, why? Just small presiding 4 months. You people can't let it go. All this confusion, this fighting, this basa. When government elects, they don't even check to see the confusion. They say they won't accept. And as you said, is it Kasana Nankana?
Yeah, it's a similar case.
Similar problem. It shows that confusion is basa. And so I think that the best option, as for NDC, we should pack them quick.
But let me just make a quick. Let me just wish my friend Matthias Tulasi happy birthday.
Okay.
And
where is he?
He's in Ho.
Oh, okay.
And my other friend Sefiamo in Chito.
Yes.
They all celebrated their birthday.
No. Sefiamo is an ardent
supporter of.
That
he watches this program very well.
Oh, okay.
That reminds me quickly. A friend of mine, Tony Nkrumah Boateng, his sister's birthday yesterday.
Okay.
I forgot to wish her happy birthday. Yes, Tony and Rodney.
Send a present.
Very good friends.
Send a present.
In fact,
we forgot yesterday.
Yeah,
Send a
present.
present.
So a happy belated birthday. May God bless your life and give you even more prosperity.
Okay, and the present.
Oh, also that one is between us. that one maybe.
Michael K. Jr. is a Deputy Communications Director of the NPP. Honorable George Low is a Member of Parliament for North Danny constituency of the Voice of Region. I'm grateful, gentlemen, for your time this morning. I'll take a quick break, and then when I come back, I'll tell you what's up in the world of business. This is New Day.
This is what